Major League Baseball floating a concept in the last couple of days about a bubble city in Phoenix where the entire league would go play, quarantine there. It's very premature. Nothing has happened yet, but it's an idea, and it theoretically could potentially work and has some backing of some healthcare professionals. Here with us to talk about it is Rangers third baseman Todd Frazier. Todd, when you first heard about this idea, what was your reaction about maybe possibly getting back to baseball, but in this quarantine, in this bubble concept?
Yeah, it sounds good, but at the end of the day, I really don't think they understand what's going on up here in Jersey and New York and how bad it really is. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered. There's a lot of steps they have to take. And, bottom line is I don't see it working. If they go through all the steps that they're supposed to and the CDC and everybody says it's okay, I mean, I guess it's a go. But for me, very optimistic. Don't really know why they're trying to do this as soon as possible when there's a lot of things going on in this world and in the United States that are basically saying not to do it.
And you make a good point. You've got an interesting perspective here as compared to most of our Texas audience. You live in New Jersey. That's your hometown there, Toms River, New Jersey. So you're kind of right in the heart of it, or at least very close to the heart of it and everything that's happening in New York City. Paint the picture for those of us that aren't living in that on a day in, day out basis, what it's like up there right now.
Yeah, well, first I started a journal basically writing about, what's been going on, which is pretty unique. I've never done that before. So the numbers are going up. For me, it's playing outside with the kids. If it's a nice day, it's warm out. We had the last 3 days. We're beautiful out here. We get outside. I got a little playground in the backyard. We play baseball in the driveway with my kids. But, other than that, if it's a rainy day or cold, you're inside for the whole day, 24 hours, nothing you can do. The governor basically is shutting down all construction. I know I got some stuff going on in the backyard that a lot of it has to be stopped. Seems like every other day there's something new, coming up, and you're housebound, you're homebound. So this is it. You hang out in the kitchen for a couple minutes, you go down to the basement. How many rooms can you hit each day before you start going crazy with the kids? But it's been all right. Family time has been good, though.
As it relates to this bubble city concept, if it is to ultimately end up being something that works, do you think players are going to be willing to make that sacrifice of being away from their families for a frankly indeterminate amount of time?
I really don't think guys that have families, I think most of them are going to be pretty upset about it. If you want the truth, I would be. Like I said, it's very premature about what they're talking about. Here's simple questions. You got 30 teams going into 15 stadiums. What other stadiums are they going to have to go to a high school field to play? The other 15 teams that are in Florida. What are the situations about living? What happens if there's a quarantine in Arizona where you have to stay at home and now I'm stuck in a hotel by myself, twiddling my thumbs? So I really don't think it will happen. It might, you never know. But there's tens of 20s of 30s questions that have to be answered. And, there's going to be a lot of backlash, too. So we'll see basically what happens.
I can't help but be curious. Do you have an idea in your mind of what could work, or are you not even really in that space yet for yourself?
Yeah, not really. We just everybody talks about the curve, in Jersey. We're talking about, bringing the curve down. And I think, it started about 5 or 6 days ago. These 2 weeks now are where it's going to hit peak. And we watched the governor on TV, and he said during these 2 weeks it's going to be the peak start because we have a lot more centers now that you could drive up to, which people do every day, and they're booked. Thousands of people go, and there's probably 10 or 15 in New Jersey now. You can go up, get the test, and then hear back in 5 to 7 days. Whether you have it or not. And I think that's what started 2 weeks ago, and the numbers are going to keep increasing. That's why these 2 weeks are pretty big to see, whether we're going to keep going up on this curve or we're going to start staying even or start going down. And that's when we'll know where we're at. And then I can start thinking about stuff like that for sure. Because we're number two, I think it's New York than us in the country that is not doing so well with all the viruses.
What concern level do you have for your family?
Oh, it's a skyrocket. It's at 100. It's at 110 right now because I have my youngest son. He was diagnosed with RSV. It's an upper respiratory problem that he had. My kids are young. I mean, they say it doesn't attack young kids. I don't believe that at all. I think any sickness out there can reach anybody. So my youngest hasn't even been outside in over a month. I mean, he went to the backyard for maybe 10 minutes and got a little cold. We brought him back in. But, I'm scared for everybody, not just my family. There's a lot of, it finally hits home. It basically hits home when you finally find out that somebody you know and love has it. And that's like five or six different people I know and love that have it right now that are either stuck at home or in the hospital. Like my grandmother just got pneumonia, so that's not a good thing. And then they tested her for the virus, so we're waiting to hear results back from that. So it's starting to hit people that you know and love, and it's like, all right, now this is definitely for real. So we have to really be cautious and stay at home, and that's the biggest thing, is that stay home and stay safe thing, especially up here in the tri-state area. It's very tough.
On a lighter note, I was told that you guys have a lot of animals on the property. That's kind of part of what's been keeping you guys occupied during this?
Oh, yeah. We had, you guys are funny. We had a turkey problem. We saw 3 yesterday, which is good compared to the 50 or 60. Other than that, we have an ant problem. We actually saw, we had about 8 or 10 ants so far today behind me in one of the crevices in our kitchen. So for me, it's just one thing after another. And, we got everything sprayed around the house, so we should be good in the next couple of weeks.
The whole animal kingdom is at the Frazier house, it sounds like.
It's Jumanji over here, baby. Watch out.
What's your takeaway from all of this? I mean, there are, I suppose, certainly positives and negatives to what we're all living through right now. Where do you kind of try and keep yourself mentally?
Try and be positive, man. I'm a positive guy as it is. Do stuff like teach. I have a new respect for teachers. I'm trying to teach my son. He's 6 years old and he's doing long division. I totally forgot how to do it, and especially writing it on a piece of paper. How many people that can do long division like they used to do back in elementary school? I don't know that many that can remember and do it the right way on the first try. So I'm struggling with that. I'm teaching my kids how to read. I've never done that before. All these things that you didn't think you'd have to do, you're doing, and it's uplifting when you finally get it done and they know it. It's pretty cool, but it's tedious too at the same time. I love to give my kids advice about this whole situation, even though they really don't understand it. And the toughest part for me is basically not only teaching the kids, but when my mom and dad come over, I'm basically there. You can see the door back there, so we talk to them through that door, and you could barely hear them. And it's sad. It's a sad time. People are dying. There's stuff that that's why I write the journal. You write down stuff that you do, and it's just, you get a new perspective on life. Hopefully when we come out of this, everybody has changed and it's not the same old norm from back when we used to be. So we'll figure it out.
Rangers third baseman Todd Frazier. Todd, thank you so much for the time. We really appreciate it.